Welcome to the 2019 US Sumo Open. Let's check out some of the top matches from this incredible competition. We saw 64 athletes going at it in 198 back-to-back matches. What a tremendous tournament. This was absolutely epic. 31 of those 64 athletes were from overseas, and the foreigners dominated, as usual, at the 19th annual US Sumo Open. Some of the competitors even have Japanese professional sumo experience, so what a lineup it was. First, let's check out the lightweight competitors. There were 15 guys. Among them were 3 Ukrainians and 2 Mongolians. These 5 foreigners dominated the field, winning every single one of their matches against all the Americans. So not even one of the 10 Americans could win a single match against the 5 foreigners. You can really see the amazing technique and speed among these spectacular foreign athletes. Now advancing past the Americans, going into the quarterfinals and semifinals, the Mongolians and Ukrainians started to face each other, and things really got heated up at this point. In one of the semifinal matches, 2 Ukrainians, Sviatoslav on the left, Anatoly on the right, go head-to-head. Look at the speed here. On the left, Sviatoslav, the smaller man, current world champion, gets the takedown and moves on to the finals. The final match, he faced another countryman of his, Demid. Look how low he's getting. Sviatoslav in the black, grabs the legs and flips down his opponent. Look at them in the replay, flailing through the air. Sviatoslav makes sure Demid hits first as they fall off of the stage. Amazing action here in the men's lightweight division. Moving on to the men's middleweight competition. Also an extremely tough field here, featuring 2 Americans, 2 Norwegians, 2 Mongolians, an Egyptian, a Ukrainian, and 1 Japanese contender in this absolutely stacked middleweight field. The story of the day was really the tiebreak trio. On one side of the bracket was this man, Takeshi from Japan. We see him here beating the multi-time US champion Trent, and Takeshi beat all his opponents in the middleweight division. And on the other side of the bracket, 3 competitors were almost evenly matched in their group of 5. This man, Anton from Ukraine, Mohammed from Egypt, and Nyambayar from Mongolia. These guys were just about even throughout the entire competition. Nyambayar, in 2014 and 2015, was the undefeated lightweight gold medalist. In 2016, Mohammed was the lightweight silver medalist. And in 2017, Anton was also the lightweight silver medalist at the US Sumo Open. So all 3 of these guys were previously very dominant in lightweight. They all moved up to middleweight, ended up on the same side of the bracket, and what a scene it was. They had a total of 11 matches against each other. They all went 3-1 in their division for a 3-way tie. And to determine the first, second, and third place seeds in the quarterfinals, they had to do a tiebreak. They tied again, and in fact, amazingly, they all went 1-1 against each other. So after 6 matches, they had beaten each other once and lost to each other once. Going into the second tiebreak, Nyambayar was 1-1. Mohammed managed to win both of his matches, so after 9 matches, Mohammed was seeded first, then Nyambayar, then Anton, and it was good for Mohammed. He ended up not facing Takeshi until the final match. These guys were absolutely dominant. You can see they use almost every technique you can imagine, from flips, throws, leg pull-downs, trips, lift-out techniques, and much more. The 11 matches between these guys were definitely one of the highlights of the 19th annual US Sumo Open. In fact, in 19 years of competition, there have been 2-way tiebreaks, and there have been 3-way tiebreaks, but this is the first time there was a triple 3-way tiebreak. These guys were amazing. The only guy who could beat them was this man, Takeshi. Takeshi was dominant on his side of the bracket, going 3-0 and 4-0 after this quarterfinal match. In the semifinals, Takeshi faced Nyambayar and forces out the Mongolian to go into the finals. Takeshi is now facing Mohammed from Egypt. This is huge. Takeshi has medaled before in the middleweight, but he never got the gold medal in that division. He did win the gold, amazingly, 2 years ago in the openweight division. So this is it, the middleweight finals. Takeshi going forward getting a grip on the belt, staying low, keeping his balance. Once he has his position, forces Mohammed out. He gets the victory. Takeshi 6-0 to win the middleweight title undefeated. Takeshi is the only Japanese competitor in recent years to win the gold medal. A lot of pressure on him to represent Japan, but he does it again. His second gold medal at the US Sumo Open. And the audience is loving it. Most of the crowd have seen him now for 4 years in a row at the US Sumo Open. 2 gold medals. What a great achievement by this young Japanese fighter. And we're moving on to the men's light heavyweight. What a great mix here as well. Diverse competitors, including 2 Mongolians, 2 Americans, a Norwegian, a Ukrainian, and an Egyptian. Very good contrast of styles here. We saw a lot of diversity in the matches in this full round robin between the 7 athletes. 2 of the standouts in this competition were Ganzurig on the left and Ed, Mongolia versus the US champion. Here they are in their early round-robin match. Ganzurig gets both arms inside for a superior position, controlling Ed's movement here. And the victory goes to the Mongolian. Later on, they were both 4-2, tied for second place after the round-robin. This is a silver medal tiebreak match. Ed gets a better position, gets inside. And it looks like his strategic position is making a difference here. This is for the silver medal. Who will get number 2? Who will get number 3? And Ed, with superior technique, gets the win here. This is Ed's 3rd medal at the US Sumo Open. He's previously gotten a couple bronze medals. The guy who dominated, though, was Vaja. He went 6-0 to win the light heavyweight division undefeated. Last year at the 18th annual US Sumo Open, he was 2nd place, but he's definitely improved. He's mowing down the field here. You can see the rhythm and balance in his spuddy or slapping attack. Very effective. Here he is against Ganzurig. Great defense by Ganzurig to ward that off. They finally go to the belt, and this match lasted 3 minutes and 16 seconds. The middle 3 minutes, they were locked up in the center. Here's the last few seconds of the match. Still jockeying for position. Ganzurig going forward. Little bit of a spin by Vaja, and the foot goes out, and Ganzurig knows it. Little bit let up on his concentration there. His foot goes out, and the 3-minute, 16-second match is over. What an amazing effort by both men, but Vaja goes undefeated. He also did wonderful in the open weight later as well. And now, the men's heavyweight competition. Among the 15 athletes, there were some top competitors from 6 different countries, including USA, Egypt, Ukraine, Norway, Japan, and Mongolia. This is one of the best fields ever during the 19 years of US Sumo Open history. Some of these guys even have Japanese Pro Sumo backgrounds, like US Sumo Open legend Byamba, as well as the Japanese giant Hiroki, who spent 12 years in Pro Sumo. As most of the fans know, Byamba here has been dominant in the US Sumo Open since 2007, winning 10 heavyweight champion titles and 7 openweight champion titles. No one else has even come close. Here he is in his 13th year in a row at the US Sumo Open, going against the 5-time US champion Kelly. And with this win here, Byamba gets his 110th win at the US Sumo Open. His cumulative record in 13 years is at this point 110 wins and only 6 losses against many of the top international competitors in the world. This is an absolutely unbelievable achievement. Will anyone in history ever come close to matching Byamba's records at the US Sumo Open? One of the biggest stories of the day was Jose, who's relatively new to the sport. He starts out going against some of the top competitors, including 499-pound Rami, the heaviest athlete in the entire field. Jose, with phenomenal energy, pushes forward and just smashes through Rami for an upset win. After that, Jose went against Robert, the current US champion. Very tough opponent, but Jose keeps moving and gets the victory there as well. Against the Norwegian champion Henning, Jose counters, spins, and pulls him down with great dexterity. So far 3-0, facing off against Kelly in the quarterfinals. Jose keeps him at bay, spins around and keeps moving, forcing Kelly out. 4-0. He's going against Hiroki now in the semifinals. No one thought Jose would even win a single match. Against Hiroki, he spins. They go down together. The referee calls it for Hiroki, but the replay shows otherwise. Hiroki falls down first, and let's check it out here in slow-mo. Jose spinning away, and Hiroki's left knee goes down before Jose falls. Big win for Jose, undefeated 5-0 now going into the final match. Aside from that match, Hiroki was very good as well. Here he is going against one of the top American competitors, Danny, holding his ground, keeping stable, using his size and strength to his advantage. Very steady movements by Hiroki. It looks easy. He also beat Kamal from Egypt here, and Hiroki goes on to face 499-pound Rami. This is a 980-pound collision in the third-place match, and Hiroki gets the bronze medal. He definitely wanted gold. He won 7 matches today, but didn't quite get first place. Will we see the great Japanese giant Hiroki back in 2020? Of course, nobody could stop Alexander today. The man from Ukraine was amazing, going undefeated the entire day, 11-0 in both heavyweight and openweight divisions, defeating a variety of opponents with different techniques. Here he is in the semifinals against Big Rami. Close match here, but Rami goes down first. Alexander moves on to the finals where he faces Jose. Here he is earlier going against Danny. But the final match, the Americans are cheering for Jose for an incredible upset, but Alexander with superior balance makes quick work of him and goes on to win the title. Jose, in his first competition ever, settles for the silver medal. What a strong field it's been at the 2019 US Sumo Open heavyweight division. There's Byamba the legend, a lot of the top international champions going head-to-head here. Quite a bit of drama among these heavyweight powerhouses. And then there were the women. 58 total matches among the women, 18 total female competitors. A few highlights here. We see the lightest competitor, Jessica, on the left, going for her first win in sumo competition. And there it is. Very impressive to get a win here at this tournament, especially at only 115 pounds. Look at the acrobatics here in the middleweight match. Get a little bit of tumbling going. And the US middleweight champion, Morgan, does a great throw down here. And the most dominant competitor was Ivana from Ukraine in both heavyweight and openweight. She went undefeated, making it look easy against each of her opponents. No one really posed a great threat to her as she got better position and kept stable in every single match. In the openweight division, 12 of the 18 women stepped up. 155-pound Julia from Germany facing her 297-pound opponent here. Good position and power. She muscles her out. On the right is Mariah, last year's openweight champion and the current national champion. On the left is Marina. Sidestep in this semifinal match, and Mariah loses her chance for gold this year. But in the third place match, she pushes out Julia from Germany. What an exciting openweight it has been in the women's competition. And finally, the long-awaited men's openweight division. There were 46 total men. 30 of them opted to compete in the openweight at the end of the day. A lot of them were bruised and battered. Amazing upsets here early on. 221-pound Nyambayar taking on 411-pound Kelly. Almost double his size. Look at the balance by Nyambayar to get this victory. He's beaten a few giants before, and he does it again. Trent on the left, 219 pounds, is the multi-time U.S. champion versus 481-pound Hiroki. Good effort by Trent, but not quite enough to beat the big man from Japan. The current U.S. lightweight champion Cornelius defeats a heavyweight opponent here, another great upset. Vaja going against Nyambayar, two familiar faces we've seen. Vaja moves on, and here Takeshi faces Cornelius. Sidestep, and Cornelius goes flying out. Few good matches here. Ganzorig versus Sigmund. Takedown by Ganzorig. Henning on the left from Norway couldn't quite win earlier, but he's had some amazing matches in great position. Here he is going against Danny, and he manages to get a victory. Very pumped up about that. Look at the great technique and the energy. Footwork by Henning. Eventually, the field of 30 was whittled down to a very strong group of only 8 competitors for the quarterfinals. And one of the best quarterfinal matches was between Hiroki at 481 pounds against Vaja at 245 pounds. Vaja gets a good position. Hiroki biding his time, holding Vaja off. Vaja looking for a little twist here, executes a throw, and down goes Hiroki. Amazing upset. Vaja moves on to the semifinals. Hiroki has got to be disappointed. He got the bronze medal in heavyweight. He wanted to do better in openweight, but he's been fighting with injuries to his knees and couldn't show his best sumo here today. Another contrast in sizes was 220-pound Takeshi against 361-pound Kamal. Takeshi likes to get inside. There he is with the spin and the win. Takeshi is going on to the semifinals. Got to be pumped about that. He has a chance for his second medal here today. And in the semifinals, Takeshi went up against Vaja, the light heavyweight champion versus the middleweight champion, and Vaja wins, going on to the final match. Takeshi will go into the third place match. Vaja moves on for his chance at a second gold medal. Alexander versus Rami in the other semifinal match. Alexander going forward. Rami tries a throw. The referee calls it for Alexander. We can watch the foot here of Rami. The right foot of Rami steps out first just before Alexander goes down. The referee made the correct call. Tough loss for Rami. He was 4th place in the heavyweight. He does not want to be 4th place in the openweight. He needs to win this to get a bronze medal against Takeshi. Both of these guys have won gold medals before at the US Sumo Open, and Rami gets the job done with a bronze medal in the openweight. But the final match is between the undefeated heavyweight champion, Alexander, and the undefeated light heavyweight champion, Vaja. Vaja gets a good position, tucking his head in, getting inside. Alexander holding his ground. These guys have trained together many times before. Vaja looking to use some surprise and speed to beat the bigger man, but he gets cornered, and down goes Vaja. Alexander, 11-0 today, undefeated at the 19th annual US Sumo Open. Some of the best guys from around the world have competed. What incredible drama here today. We saw Sviatoslav flying through the air, the slapping attack of Vaja against Ganzorig, the triple tie-break trio of Anton, Mohammed, and Nyambayar, Takeshi getting his middleweight gold medal, and we saw former pros like Byamba and Hiroki. Will they be back in better form next year? What an amazing international field of 64 athletes. You can see the thrill of victory among these champions. That'll wrap it up for this encapsulation of the 2019 US Sumo Open. We'll see you next year in 2020 for the 20th annual US Sumo Open.